We had an opportunity to also speak to Mr. Rapp and his client, Mr. Frigo, and the city just wants to make it clear to Mr. Frigo that in the event there is a new trailer moved into his park, at any time work commences on that trailer, he needs to acquire the appropriate permits prior to starting any kind of work. And then further, if that trailer will be used as a rental property, he needs to seek rental registration permits and inspections from the city within the appropriate amount of time so that we're not back here again. So the city's kind of looking at this as like, this was, a first chance, a warning. I think both parties now understand exactly what's required, and hopefully we won't have any issues going forward.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Ropp?
It is, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Frigo, how long have you owned the Northland Acres?
15 years.
And what does that MHC stand for? Mobile Home Community?
Yes.
Well, okay, I don't want to sound ignorant or silly, but wouldn't you already know what the rules are about what you need to do up in Cedar Springs?
Yeah, it was I'll take responsibility here, but it was a contractor who moved it in, and then I stopped him from continuing on because I was told.
So the buck stops with you.
It stops with me, but I assume
okay,
that he
I
had
get it. Well, that
right
actually
away,
gives me more clarity. I
Yeah.
indicated at the onset I didn't know anything about the case, and I really didn't. But that at least gives me more clarity. You were caught off guard, perhaps, and you got to have more control.
And then COVID hit, and they were closed, IMS. So
right.
But you know what? I'm the boss.
We just want to make sure that everybody's talking apples and apples, and that we don't run into the same scenario. So you got to be even more prudent with your contractors or who's doing the work, because you know the drill, and you'd much rather have a good working relationship, with your business in the township, as opposed to problems. And it sounds like it's a good resolution for sure to have a dismissal, but it doesn't prevent the township from, rewriting violations if and when they occur. I would just say this reminds me of, you either have the permit or you don't have the permit. And I know there's a lot of things that go into it, and you've given some explanation when you talk about the contract worker, but the buck stops with you, you know what I mean? And I would just want to make sure that everybody follows through with what they need to do. And if there needs to be a meeting where you need to get more information with the township officials, that you not hesitate to set up a meeting, Mr. Frigo, with Ms. DeGroot if you needed to have clarification on anything, because communication is the best approach, if you ask me.
Understood.
And I don't know what the timing is of it, but we'd expect you not to have your company, your corporate entity, your mobile home park, your mobile home community get any more violations. But if this is going to be a dismissal, then you prepare the paperwork, Ms. Dawson, but recognizing we put this all on the record, so it's clearly understood. It wasn't meant to be frivolous on the part of the township or the city, Cedar Springs. We want it to be done properly and according to the ordinance. Everybody good with that?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Ropp? All right, and Ms. Dawson, and thanks a lot for working with me when I had to skip out and do that community college thing. The other thing I was going to say is I know Ms. DeGroot was on Zoom for what felt like the whole afternoon, and she spent a lot of time, so thank you to her. And Mr. Frigo, thank you for taking it seriously and talking with your attorney to get this thing resolved. We'll all move forward in a positive way from here, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you then, everybody. We'll wait to get the paperwork from you.